Hi, I'm Melody.
I'm Candi.
And I'm Gabe.
And you're listening to
Quirks,
Bumps,
and Bruises. Well, it is Christmas time, of course, and it's so much fun to talk about Christmas traditions that you do for you and your family at your house each and every year. These are things that have maybe just been passed down, or maybe you started your own traditions maybe when your kids were just very young. So asking that today, Candi, do you have a particular Christmas tradition? Because you have a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Did you start a particular Christmas tradition when Hunter, your little boy, was just a baby or a 1-year-old or 2-year-old that you're doing each and every year?
Honestly, it happened by accident, but we watch Home Alone and The Grinch. Like, those are two things that we always, every season, have to sit down and watch at least 10 times before Christmas. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. I just did that. We had a VHS growing up, and we would watch Home Alone every year. Like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we would watch Home Alone. Mm-hmm. And I still own the VHS. I won't give it away because that's one of my favorites. Yeah. And we don't use that, obviously, but we have to watch it. Like, it is not Christmas unless we do that. But probably one more of like a family tradition thing that we do is a Christmas ornament. Mm-hmm. We go out and we pick out a family ornament. Normally the kids will pick it out together, and we just mark it that was that year. And so, like, even this year as we hung up our ornaments, I was like, look, y'all, this is the one from two years ago. Do you remember? So that's really neat.
You'll find that, because it happened to me, I did that with my kids from a baby on. They got a new ornament every year. And then my mom, who was a little crafty with things, started doing like their first, my kids had a lot of hair, so their first haircut she made into an ornament. Their first pair of shoes she made into an ornament. When my daughter started taking dance classes, she made her first pair of ballet shoes into an ornament. And so you begin to get so many of those that I had to move that to its own tree. And so I had what I call the Lindsay Stephen tree, because that's my kids' names. You know, you've seen that tree before. And so I had all of those ornaments, and you just keep accumulating those, and you get so many that it's hard to get them all on your big tree.
That is so precious.
And so we just did a slimline tree in the den, and it was called the Lindsay Stephen tree. Well, when they both are married now, and I divvied up those ornaments and gave them both to them. So now they put them on their trees.
So you don't have it anymore?
I don't have it anymore. I use just, I made that tree into a little cute snowman tree now, but the one in our living room area is a normal tree of ornaments that have a lot of meaning and that kind of thing. Kept a few of them just for meaningful sake. But I have a feeling, because, I'm going to be a grandma in April.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a granny tree.
And so I will maybe start doing a grandchild tree and start it all over again.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing that.
Until then, you can have like my old baby bibs. I got a few of those laying around from when I was young. You could work with those.
A baby bib on the
like
tree?
An old used baby bib of mine. If you'd like to start a candy tree until your grandbaby gets
That's
here.
all right. I'll keep it snowman. But thanks for the offer. So, Gabe, at your house, you have a 3-year-old. Have you started any particular tradition already for Tucker in your house?
It's his 4th Christmas with us.
Because he was in the womb, the first one?
No, he was 3 months old in the first one. In the womb. No.
Yeah, that got me a little, too.
That's why I was counting
what?
up. Like, he was born in 18, September, so we had Christmas 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
So this will be his 4th Christmas.
Is there something you do that you have done every single year that you're going to continue to do?
So that first year, me trying to be the nostalgic lover and the one that wants to build all these memories, because Christmas is a really special time for me. My parents worked very hard, mostly mom, admittedly, but mom worked so hard to make Christmas just perfect. I don't think she slept the entire month of December when we were little.
That's a mama.
Christmas was absolutely perfect every year. I have so many wonderful, wonderful memories of Christmas. So I want that for Tucker. And even though he wouldn't remember when he was 3 months old and even 1 year old, I wanted that to just from the beginning just be a wonderful experience for him. So there's a few things that we kind of forced that didn't stick. One that did stick is we get him a book that he can open on Christmas Eve So we have books that we write in. This was Tucker's Christmas in the year. So we'll have those because he loves books, and new pajamas. That's kind of typical, I think. But one that we started that has stuck, and this will be the first year that he can really just take off with this, is we saw someone on a Christmas special on TV talk about this whenever she was pregnant, and we were like, oh, we need to do this. This person said that they remember when they were a kid, they would come to the hallway before they would get into the living room, and their parents would have put wrapping paper in the doorway. So even there, you couldn't see if Santa had come yet or not. You couldn't see the tree or the presents or anything. So it was like that last little second of anticipation where you could not see if Santa had come or not. And we thought, that's incredible. Because I remember, because when I was little, Mom and Dad filmed everything. So we had the old camcorder that you would put up on your shoulder.
Yep.
Well, it was on a tripod in the living room, and we have Christmas morning recorded where you can watch us opening our presents and all that.
Thing.
Old school VHS, yes.
Wow.
Well, Mom and Dad even have, like, they would put us at the end of the hallway, and they'd say, all right, go. And then me and my brother would run down the hallway, and then we would see all the presents. Well, we kind of wanted to recreate that, but with the wrapping paper. So our house right now is actually set up pretty perfect for this, where we just have, it's a ranch-style house. So just a hallway, bedrooms on one side, living room on the other. So we put wrapping paper, that last doorway from the kitchen to the living room, we just completely cover that in wrapping paper. So, of course, the first year I'm filming Leslie holding Tucker. He's 3 months old, and she ripped through the paper holding him. Which I think kind of terrified him a little bit, the sound of all that paper ripping.
Oh, yeah.
But we started it even when he was just an infant. Last year, he knew to go through it, but he didn't take off running and burst through it because he was still kind of skeptical of why this was up in, the paper was up in the house. But this year, we're going to practice. We've talked about it with him. He's 3. And
I don't think it'll be a problem this year.
He cannot be contained. But we told him we're going to practice. So on Christmas morning, he gets it, and loves it. So we're going to put some wrapping paper up, let him run through it, rip through it.
It'll be great when he's 18.
Oh, yeah.
He can just kung fu right through
Good stuff, yeah. That'll be up. So that's a tradition that we've done now. This will be the 4th year. I'm looking forward to it. Is just that last second of anticipation. Did Santa come or not? Are the presents there? What's the living room look like? So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I love tradition. My daughter is one that is such a traditionalist, and if I would do anything different from Christmas to Christmas, it still gets her all out of shape.
Woe unto thee if you do anything improper.
I know. And this year, I was trying to debate whether to do a real tree or a fake tree. And it really, because for 36 years, I've had a real tree. And for 30 years of her life, we've had a real tree. And it really kind of messed her up that I was even thinking about getting a fake tree. So we went with a real tree, y'all, one more year. Christmas, going back to what you were talking about, Candi, with Christmas ornaments, I want to talk about you in particular, not your child. Do you have an ornament that you still put on the tree that means something to you in a special way?
Every year my mom and I would go out and get a special ornament. Hallmark was really big, where you would go into the stores and do those. And some of the years we couldn't afford Hallmark because my mom raised me on her own. So we would just have to go maybe to a cheaper store and gather those ornaments. And so I think some of those cheaper ornaments mean more to me than the super expensive, nice ones. But yeah, there's like a little ornament. She gave all those to me. So when I got married and moved out, I was able to actually keep all of the ornaments that were mine. She gave them to me, and then my brother got his. And so I still put those same ornaments, and I always get them out of the box and think back like, oh, I remember this. And there's a mom and daughter teacup that's super cute, and one that has like a little heart in it, and you open it up. And those are the ones I think that mean so much to me. But I'm going to tear up talking about it. But it is that was just such a special time during Christmas. That's what I remember the most. And so a lot of those ornaments just still mean so much.
All right, Gabe, and you can't say Clark Griswold for your ornament. Do you have one that's just real special from your childhood that you still put on your tree?
We do have some that Mom has, given to my brother and I that are special. I have a lot of ornaments that you, Melody, have given me.
Me too.
You've done some very thoughtful gifts. I've known you about 10 years or so, and you've done some very thoughtful gifts, even like printed off pictures that I put on Facebook of my wife and I and made them into ornaments for me. So those are always really cool. I have a lot of ornaments on my tree that Melody's made for me. But this one isn't from my childhood. It's more recent, but it's just one of the most memorable that I first thought of is an angel ornament that Wanda Taylor gave me. And I think she gave the same one to all the staff here. She worked with us here at the radio station. It was probably, I don't know, maybe just been a quick purchase for her because she was very sick at the time. And it was just she still wanted to do something for us. So it may have just been a really quick get 10 ornaments that are identical and give them. It may have been very quick, but it's very meaningful to me because I think that was the last thing that I received from her.
She was such an artist and would give us prints and things that she would draw personally. But I treasure those now. So I miss her so much.
Yes. So that angel ornament from Wanda, it's on my tree right now, and that's a very special ornament to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mine is, and I've told you all this story, Candi and Gabe, several times, but when I was in the 6th grade, I had a teacher that just was my teacher. When I think about the best teacher I ever had, it was my 6th grade teacher. Her name was Janice Williams. I do not know where she is. I don't know if she's still living. I do not know if she's moved to another state. I have no idea. I would love, love, love to be reconnected with this teacher.
Try to find her.
I became a teacher because of her.
She needs to know this.
Yeah. But she gave me an ornament that she had taken. She made this herself. It is an egg. And she blew, there's some way you can blow the yolk without, you can keep the egg intact and blow the yolk out by making a pinhole in it. So she did that, and then somehow she cut an oval in the front of the egg. I don't know, without breaking it. I don't know how she did that.
And she wasn't even an art teacher.
No.
That's amazing.
No, she's teaching math and English. And then she covered that egg in red velvet, and then the opening of the egg she did in white sequins. And then inside the egg, she had glued a little reindeer.
How in the world?
I still have that egg.
From
from a long time ago.
Is it broken?
I was in the 6th grade. No. I wrap it so carefully every year and put it in a specific box. But when I take it out, it always hangs in the very back of the... Honestly, you don't get to see it because I'm so careful with it. But I hang it in the back of the tree on a low branch.
Yeah.
And I know one day that egg is going to break. It's going to break my heart when it breaks.
Oh, yeah.
But it has been on my tree every year since the 6th grade because I would put it on my tree at home. When I was living at home with my parents, I would put it on our Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And then when I got married and left, I took it with me. It has been on every tree I've had since I was 11 years old.
Did she do that for everybody?
I'm sure she did. I don't remember, but I'm sure she did, although I was kind of a favorite kid.
I was going to say, that was your perfect opportunity, but no, I was her favorite.
But so that ornament is by far like the ornament that means a lot to me. But I've had, my mom has given me ornaments and that kind of thing. But that, for some reason, that ornament is the one for me that if I would lose it or it would break my heart, And
what was her name?
Her name was Janice Williams. She taught 6th grade. So if anybody knows where this sweet woman is.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's use our resources here. Let's reconnect
I know.
y'all.
Would that not be the greatest?
Have you looked her up on Facebook?
I've tried to find her.
White Pages?
I can't find her. I can't find her. So, but Christmas memories at your house. Real quick, favorite Christmas food, Candy?
Ooh.
And that's kind of traditional.
My mom and my mother-in-law, and they both make it differently. Sweet potato casserole. I love both of theirs, but they're both different.
Okay. So you do that at Christmas.
Got to have that.
Okay.
And Thanksgiving, really.
Yeah. Okay.
I always look forward to my mom makes a cranberry salad that is so good. She makes it Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's really only the time she ever does. So I always look forward to that.
And my mother started this, and my daughter especially loves these. Those little cocktail hot dogs that you put in that sauce with jelly.
Ooh, chili sauce, yeah.
That's always at some kind of, on Christmas Day, it's going to be somewhere. And my mother made these things, and she always called them cocoons because they were in the shape of a cocoon, but they were basically shortbread, but rolled in powdered sugar. So they look like a cocoon, but that's basically, they're like little wedding cookies almost.
What does that have to do with Christmas?
They're real pretty. They're white.
Cocoons?
Candi, I love how literal you always are. So literal. And it's fun talking about Christmas memories, and each of us, I'm sure, have our very own. So spend some time today thinking about your favorite Christmas memories and traditions. And hey, you maybe could even start a brand new one.
Thanks for listening to the Quirks, Bumps, and Bruises podcast with Melody, Candi, and Gabe. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. You can learn more at joyfm.org.